If I had to learn how to code all over again, here's exactly how I would do it. If you are new to my channel, my name is Donnell and welcome to my channel. So the first thing I would do if I had to learn how to code all over again, I would set real expectation for myself. When I first started off learning how to code, I seen so many people online saying they finished learning how to code within 3 to 4 months. And it seemed pretty real after seeing so many different people saying the same thing over and over and over. So I'm like, you know what? If they can finish learning how to code within 3 months or 4 months and then land a job on top of that, then it'd be the exact same for me. So when I started my journey of learning how to code, I had that mindset of that I'm going to be great with coding within 3 to 4 months. But then reality set in. After 3 months, 4 months go by, I'm still struggling to the code. And in that moment, I learned a valuable lesson. You can't take your journey and expect someone else's journey to be your same outcome because everyone is at their own different pace. You have to do what is best for you. It took me a whole year to actually learn how to code and to become good at it and at least know the basic foundation to get started. So that is one of the most valuable lessons that I would set is having real expectation for myself when starting off with coding, because for you, it might take you 6 months, maybe 7 months, or maybe a year. It depends. It all depends on how well you understand what you are learning. Everybody learn at different pace. Stay in your own lane and focus on your own journey because not everybody's on the same chapter. Just focus on your own chapter, and as you go to each chapter, you'll progress. Next, if I had to start over, I would have a set schedule. When I first started off with learning how to code, my schedule was everywhere. So it's hard for me to fully commit when I was starting off with coding because I was just doing so much stuff. And you have to be real with yourself when you take on a journey of learning something new. You have to ask yourself this one question: how much time can I really commit to what I'm learning? Because let's be real, life be lifing. I mean, life is out here, you guys. I mean, y'all know what I mean when I say life be lifing. If you know, you know. I mean, you probably, if you got a job, I mean, you're working these different hours with your job. If you got a family, or maybe you got kids, you gotta spend time with. If you're married, you got a wife, you have a wife, or if you got a girlfriend, you gotta spend time with your girlfriend. Or even if you're in college, you got college school to focus on. So learning a new skill can be very challenging when you have so many different things that you gotta do outside of that. So it's very important to have a set schedule and have a specific time that you will take out time to learn how to code each day. So that way, when you do take the time and get ready to do your lessons, you have the mindset to be ready mentally and you be focused. But not only that, you can get rid of all your distractions and you don't gotta be thinking about other things because you already know, hey, at this specific time, I'm going to be doing this right here. And sometimes life will happen where you just can't make time for it, and that's okay. Just remember in the process to just stay consistent with your learning and just make the right time for it and be intentional. Keyword, I'm gonna say that again. Be intentional about how you go out and spend time with what you are doing. So that's what I would definitely do. If I had to do it all over again, I would have a set schedule. Ever since I made a set schedule for myself, it's been a lot easier for me to learn how to code. The next thing I would do if I had to learn how to code all over again is I would learn how to study. Coding is very complex and it is very challenging. So if you are studying a specific way and you think how you're studying might help, go for it. But the way you study will show how well you maintain information and how well you know something within your journey of learning how to code. So it is very important to choose wisely how to study the right way. Because when I first started off, I did not have a specific study strategy of how I was going to learn how to code. I just dived right into it. And I realized going throughout my journey, that a lot of information I was forgetting because I didn't have a certain strategy of how I should learn how to code. After I changed the way how I was learning how to code, and I learned how to study the right way, learning how to code became so much easier for me and fun. But not only just that, I was also able to maintain the information I was learning without having even to look back at any of my notes. When learning how to code and you are studying, here's what I recommend. I recommend studying between an hour or two. And in between that hour or two, every 20 minutes, take a 10-minute break. That way, mentally, you're not getting burnt out. Because when you are taking in so much information all at once, it's very easy for your brain to get burnt out because your brain is working hard to maintain every information that you are maintaining, which is why I said study only for an hour or two, and in between that hour or two, every 20 minutes, take a 10-minute break. That way, you are staying focused at your full best. The next thing I would say, when you are taking notes, always take notes in a way that you can understand based off how you understand what you're processing. And what I mean by that is when you're in high school, remember when you was in high school or when you was in college, the teacher or the professor might tell you what to take notes on or tell you what to write down. And you'll copy everything word for word. But at the same time, when you look at your notes, you don't understand it fully. And the reason why is because you didn't fully process it the right way. The only way to process something the right way when writing it down is asking yourself, what does this mean to me? And if I could explain it to myself, how would I explain it? That's a question you want to keep in mind when taking notes. You want to take notes in a way of how you explain it to yourself. And that will help you maintain the information and understand what you are learning. The last part I would say is at the end of all your studying and taking notes, I would recommend talking to yourself and asking yourself about everything you have learned to see what you can remember without looking at your notes. And at the end of repeating what you have learned to yourself, go back and look at your notes to confirm, to see if everything you have said aloud to yourself, if it is true. This will help maintain information for long term. So that is the recommended step that I would take when learning how to code. It's very smart, it's very time-paced, and you won't get burnt out if you take on this strategy. Ever since I took on that strategy, my learning process has been improving, and that's with anything in life. It has been improving. I will give you just one valuable lesson. If you don't take anything from this video, in life in general, always take small baby steps in all that you do. Don't try to take big steps, because when you take big step, you might miss a step. But when you take small step, you see everything. So always take small steps in all that you do in life. The next thing I would do if I learned how to code all over again, I would do a lot more projects. When you are learning how to code, there will be many lessons that will have exercises that you can do for that specific lesson that you're learning so you can understand the concept. And that's good and all, but the thing about that, when you are just only learning small concepts on a specific lesson, when it's time to come and do projects, it's gonna be very hard for you to actually build something, because now you have to take what you have learned and connect it with everything else that you have learned as well, which is why I say it is very important to actually do lots of projects as you learn new lessons and new skills. That's something that really affected me when I didn't do projects. When I was first starting off learning how to code, I was just learning a lot of concepts and doing little smart exercises here and there. And then when I tried to actually build a project, I realized I didn't know where to start. But ever since I've been doing a lot more projects, it has helped me understand actually how everything connect on a deeper level. And once you get into coding, you're going to think about this video. I'm like, I remember what I was talking about. It now makes sense. So I would definitely recommend do lots of projects as you learn, because that would help you. And finally, if I had to learn how to code all over again, I would change my mindset. When you are starting off, and as you get deep into your journey, you're going to try to be perfect at everything you're going to do. You're going to see so many different developers out there who is way far past you. And you're going to see that, man, you're going to see how good their work is. You're like, yo, like, I want my work to be just as good as that. And you're going to try to be perfect as possible. But don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to fail. You know, when you are actually taking a step to build projects and you make mistakes, that's a good thing, because that means you are actually learning. That means you are actually trying, actually. And with, you know what they say, you know, every failure is one step to being successful. So keep learning, keep making mistakes, and you will progress a lot and you become great at learning how to code. If you're watching this video still, I want to take time out to say thank you for watching. And if you really found this video very helpful, don't forget to subscribe and share it to someone else who might need to see this video as well. Until then, I will see you on the next video.